and cold. Above the ruins, the stories told of warriors made from chrome and flame, and how the sky would never be the same. Green when shadows slice the dawn, with razor eyes and engines drawn. They fight for freedom, not for fame. The Raynos rise and scream the name. Monster machine! Raynos rising, tearing through the storm. Iron thunder, Tyrannodon reborn. With terror set the sign and the salamanders near. They blaze across the battlefield, the skies they hold dear. Raynos rising, guardians of the blue. Against the sinker shadows and the Redler's cruel hue. On planets that they make their stand, the helix skies defended by hand. Flashing clouds and lightning streaks, their afterburners roar and speak of courage forged in labs of war, built for peace but born to soar. Sinkers dive in watery wrath, rivers scream on dragon's path. The Raynos meet them, fangful flame, and tear the blackened sky in twain. Monster machines, monster machines. When it's like cannons firing over scorched terrain and broken skies, freedom echoes and battle cries. The skies belong to those who fight, with honor blazing day and night. Monster machines. Raynos rising, tearing through the storm. Skyblade titans defending their home. With wings of war and pilots will, they dive and strike, they climb and kill. Raynos rising, skies of green and flame. They'll never fall, they play no games. Storm may come, the dark may call, but Raynos rise and never fall. Raynos rising, legends carved in chrome. Skyblade titans defending their home. With wings of war and a pilot's will, they dive and strike, they climb and kill. Raynos rising, skies of green and flame. They'll never fall, they play no game. The storm may come, the dark may call, but Raynos rise and never fall. Raynos rise, guardians of sea, rule the sky. Dedicated to the noble flyers of the Helic Republic, long may they soar. Monster machines. In the void of the stars, a lone world screams. Star, the broken, torn at the seams. Steel beasts clash in the fiery tide, from the central plains to the oceans wide. From mountains high to the desert stone, march the heroes carved in chrome. Shield lickers run with a howling might, command wolf strike in the dead of night. Godos roar on shattered ground, where liberty and steel are bound. That thunder stops, the earth will shake, for freedom's flame, make no mistake. Zoids, thanks to metal hearts of fire. Zoids, in the storm we rise up higher. Republic's thunder, steel defenders roll through burning skies and battles toll. Zoids, this is the final stand. Mad thunder and the Ultrasaurus command. From shadow shadows deep and wasteland blight march the claws of the endless night. Hellcats stalk with silken death, sinkers soar with missile breath. The red horn charges cold and grim, death summer wakes on chaos whim. Their warpath scorch the justice blind, a ruthless march for a twisted mind. One is thunder, one is doom, they clash beneath sea's blood-red moon. Giant horns clash, cannon fire rains, one will fall and break the chain. Mad thunder charges, defiant roar, death's summer hungers for the war. Zoids, justice rolling like a storm. Zoids, shattered cities, hope is born. Barricades blaze the swamps and fire. Raynos scream from the clouds like a choir. Zoids, marching for the light outside, with cannon fire and battle cry. Let the gallows tremble, let darkness flee. The hellish flame burns wild and free. With every god of terror and command wolf, we hold the line on sea's last gulf. The war drums thunder, the Zoids don't yield. The last stand roars on the battlefield. Zoids! Giants rise from lying grounds. Blue guardians count the heart. Lights and fury in the sky.